Congratulations. I thought you did a
Thank
wonderful
you.
job on this. And I want to ask you, you are no stranger to doing sequels.
Right.
Is there a pressure that kind of goes with it when they decide, okay, there's going to be another one coming?
Yeah, and it's almost kind of like it's a good thing, but it's a challenging thing, because if you're doing a sequel, it means that you did a good job in the first one. So
Exactly.
So you start with that excitement of like, yay, it worked, so let's do it again.
Exactly.
So then you have the double pressure of like going to something that you already have the pressure of the first one being so successful that you kind of like, so you always question yourself, like, how can I make this feel different? How can I make this feel like the same but different? Because that's the thing with sequels. The reason why you do it, because people fell in love with the characters.
Exactly.
And they want to see them again, and they want to know what's happening to their lives. That's where we take the story. So you have to bring some of the essence back, but you have to innovate. You have to create a new setting. You have to bring new characters, and in this one we'll bring a lot more characters, a lot more fun characters.
Yeah. What do you think it is about those characters, especially Blue and Jewel? Why do you think that they connected with audiences?
I think because of their personalities, like I think that either you see yourself a little bit on them, or you know somebody that feels like that. So I think there's a connectivity to the characters, and I think that's what makes the sequels of movies that they're transformed into sequels into a franchise in a way. It's because of the characters are so strong. So, and I think that's what we have.
Of course, you have a lot of the voice casting.
Yes.
We'll talk about the new ones in a minute, but of course, Jesse and Hathaway, of course, they just bring so much to these characters.
Yeah. How
did you know when you even cast them the first one that they were going to be right?
Yeah, sometimes we don't know right off the bat, but we try. I try my best just to try to evaluate their performances in previous works and try to look at the voices or hear the voice, not see them, but hear their voices with the characters in front of me, so I can feel if they have the energy. And of course, like when you go for actors that are top notch like them, it's like it makes my life a lot easier because they contribute so much and they add so much to it that it's almost kind of like if you get Anne Hathaway, you can't go wrong, and Jesse Eisenberg, like those are the kind of actors that, and luckily in this movie, when I look around at the cast, it's just like it's insane. It's an outstanding cast that everybody so eager, and more than anything, besides the fact that they are amazing actors, is the fact that they love the project. And it shows. It's nice.
Yeah.
They really come into the project with that kind of like fun energy. I love this project. I want to do my best in this project, and I want to work in this project. So that makes a whole difference for me.
Well, yeah, and then you got the veterans like the Andy Garcia and Rita.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. Do you ever stand there like watching them in the booth and you're like pinching?
All the time. All the time. I try not to show to them, but all the time I have this like starstruck like moment that I just look at them and just keep staring, like almost like a teenager in love, just because it's so incredible. Rita Moreno, like when I met her for the first time, I felt that I knew her for years, and the love and the energy that she brings. Like she's 82, and then she has a heart of a 16-year-old. She's so happy. So I want to grow up. I want to be just like her.
Well, now I see where they get their energy from.
Oh.
It's amazing to see.
It's a synergy. It's a synergy.
Yeah. And then of course the music in this, it just elevates. There's more music than we had in the last one. But to cast somebody like Bruno Mars, and I understand that it was after you saw him on Saturday Night.
Right.
But, okay, Bruno, want to be in my movie? Like, what was his reaction to that?
It was interesting because he was like, I never done a movie before. Like, I never acted before. So it was that kind of like first date kind of thing. We encountered, we talked a little bit, and I told him, and my job at first was to tell him, like, we just gonna have fun. We're just gonna find this character together. And luckily for his character, I didn't have a name in mind because I struggled finding cast for that one. Only when I saw him that it clicked. And so when he came into the project, I told, look, we're gonna start from scratch. Like, we're gonna build this character. If it doesn't work for you, I will change it. We make it yours, and then little by little we shape the character, and it was seamless. Because I kept thinking, like, come on, you perform in front of thousands of people, like It's just the two of us in front of a microphone making a movie. Yay! Just like relax and do it. And then he was so he was so good. He was so funny. He was so collaborative. He was so energetic. So he got us everything.
Yeah, and like I said, the music is so amazing.
It's so funny.
And one of my absolute favorite all-time singers is Kristen Chenoweth.
I know.
Oh, when I saw that you cast
I
her,
know.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
How can not be her? That's the thing. Like I remember like thinking about The Frog and thinking about possible actresses that could do it. When I saw her, I was like, this is it has to be Kristen. She has both like the funny. Like of course the pipes, she can sing, like, so it was amazing. And that song we ended up like writing for her, for like the song that she sings to Nigel called Poisonous Love. We did it for her. You know, it was a song that, you know, I felt that if somebody would perform it right, it would be Kristen, and then she nailed it.
Oh, she can't do anything wrong as far as I'm concerned.
So good. She's such a
Nobody in this
perfectionist.
cast.
It's a good cast. I have to say it's a good cast. You know, we went on the premiere in Miami. We had Jamie Foxx has a radio show, Foxhole, and then we just kind of like sat around a table, and then everybody was there. And then I looked around the table, and it was like from Jamie Foxx to Anne Hathaway to Sergio Mendes to Andy Garcia. It was like, is this real?
Yeah.
You know, this is an amazing cast.
I don't know how you're going to top it for Rio 3, my friend.
Oh, Rio 3. We'll see.
Seriously. Like, honestly, I don't know where you're going to go.
And the question would be like, do you guys all want to come back to this again? Like, let's do it again, you know?
Okay, so the part, you know, one part of this film, of course, is Blue meeting the, you know, the father.
Right.
Do you remember the first time you had to meet your wife's father?
Yeah. You know, it's funny because my father-in-law was like, physically was very intimidating. Like, was this like, you know, bigger guy, and it was just like very serious. Like, but you know, it took a little bit of time to warm up. You know, it was interesting just to get that. But it's I think we all go through it, like especially like being a guy dating a girl and meeting the parents is kind of like something that is always a little bit like, you know, challenging, you know.
Absolutely. And what do your kids think about these animated films you've been bringing us?
They love it. They enjoy it. My older one is 16.
Yeah.
And then my younger one is 4. So I have the whole demographics. I think I have the range. So I try to play with them. It's interesting. Like my 16-year-old like is intrigued by the music because she loves music and Bruno Mars, things like that, or Janelle Monáe in the opening number. So she's always kind of like, you know, into like, and my 13 as well. But the little ones, they want like the, you know, the little kids like hitting at each other or falling down, like the slapstick comedy and all that stuff. They enjoy that quite a bit.
Do they influence sometimes your decisions on how to do things, especially with animated films, you know? Like, you have to think, being a dad must make such a difference to your perspective.
Definitely, being a dad is inspirational. Like seeing the kids running around and things that they've done or the things that they still do. You know, it's an everyday thing. I'm one of the things that I love to do in life is observe. You know, I sit down and just like I don't need to talk too much. I just need to look at things and just immerse myself into or find elements that inspires me. And definitely my children inspires me on an everyday basis. And sometimes I see my little one being like Tiago, like running around and creating like chaos around the house. So there's those things that like inspire me to create. But among the team of creators or writers and storyboard artists, animators, most of us, we have family or have some kind of experience. So we all share that bond. We all share that thought of like, of family inspiration, you know. And the movie's all about family. Rio 2 talks about family, talks about the future of the family.
And there's a message, of course, because you know Rio, of course, so well, Brazil.
Right.
But to go into the Amazon and you know, it's so beautiful, must have been hard and challenging to animate and all that. But also there's a message there, you know. And
of course.
You want kids in a nice way to learn, you know. You don't
to take both, you know. Yeah, you go into a movie, have fun, and the parents will have fun as well. Yeah. And at the end, if you leave with a good message or something that allows you to like for the kids to be curious about it, because I think if the movie sparks curiosity to the kids to look for the reasons why or to how can I make it better, you know, it's already a win for me.
Yeah. So what's next? Are you already starting on your next project?
Well, yes, I've been working like you know. Double time on the story of Ferdinand. Yeah, I got based on the book. It's one of the great classics of like, you know.
I'll never forget reading that.
I know, it's such a powerful book, yes. You know, and I remember you know the story, and then I'm very excited about diving into that one. It's a very heartwarming story, so I love that.
Wonderful. Well, and you know, I want more Ice Age stuff too. So
well, yeah, you might be getting some more.
So you'll be working for a long time.
Yeah, I guess. But now let's just enjoy. The premiere in Toronto would be awesome. We're just gonna chill, you know.
Absolutely, everyone's gonna love this. It's beautiful.
I hope so. Tomorrow's a big day.
Well, you know, you deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.